Hey, what's going on, guys? This is STG Filmmakers, and in today's video we're going to be delving into part 2 of the Sony A7iii's ability to shoot not using S-Log, HLG, or Cine 4. Coming up next. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back, and like I said, in today's video we're going to be discussing the Sony A7iii's capability of shooting in its just natural bare bones settings without using any type of S-Log, 1, 2, 3, Cine 1 through 4, HLG, any of the settings that require you to shoot in a super flat type of profile. We are delving into and experimenting with the Sony A7iii's ability to shoot in just straight up how it shoots out of the camera as soon as you put it into movie mode. There's a couple tweaks that I'm going to be doing just to kind of help you out throughout your filmmaking process, but other than that, the color, the contrast, and the saturation is pretty much all left alone. It's just exactly how Sony ships it to you in the box. So if you guys have noticed throughout the Sony A7iii's launch and release, individuals have been kind of shooting on S-Log 3, and then people kind of realized that it was really flat and you had to really overexpose just to get enough detail in the shadows, and so people have kind of toned it back, and there's a lot of videos kind of floating around out there that kind of push towards shooting in Cine 4 because it's a less aggressive profile to shoot in. You don't have to overexpose when you shoot in Cine 4, etc., etc. Now, the only problem when shooting in Cine 4 is when you drag it into Premiere Pro and you start looking at your color, you have to do a lot of color grading, man. There's a lot of color grading. There's a lot of just post-production activity that happens throughout this process that people just aren't telling you about, man. And to color correct 4K, even 2K, like, is pretty horrendous, especially if you don't have a beast mode computer. Today we're going to be testing out the Sony A7iii's capability of shooting in just a natural kind of profile setting. It's not a picture profile, but it's kind of just one of Sony's creative, stylized kind of profiles that are built into the camera itself. So if you simply just go into the camera settings and delve your way into the creative style, go into the natural setting and just leave everything at 0, just like it is out of the box. This footage that you're about to see is just shot in straight up natural, all zeros across the board. Oh, before you guys go, shooting with the Sony kind of any A series lineup camera, it doesn't have a flip out screen, so everyone kind of complains about that. A nice cheap budget way to kind of get around that, just connect your cell phone to it. You know, download the Play Memories app, I think it's called, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. Set it up and you'll be able to frame yourself in no time. I haven't had any issues with it, and it seems like a pretty good setup. So yeah, anyways, I don't have any like settings to tell you guys to change your camera to like to +5 and +7 this and plus that. Like, I don't, obviously I expose correctly for each one of the clips and scenes, but other than that, I did not do anything crazy. When I drug it into Premiere Pro, all I did was add a small S-curve, put some saturation back into each clip, because natural kind of shoots a little bit flat. But other than that, it wasn't a nightmare at all to drag it into Premiere, to get my coloring right, to get my exposure right. I think on a few of the clips I did drag a white balance eyedropper onto some of the clips, but that was about it, guys. So like I said, that pretty much wraps up this video. This was the natural setting part 2 of the Sony A7 III. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see any more of the other profiles that the Sony A7 III has to offer. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to see part 1 was shot in Vivid using the Sony A7 III. You guys can check it out here. And we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll be shooting with the A7 III in portrait mode.